It all started with neighbors, housed and unhoused, gathering around a bucket fire, sharing stories, sharing life, sharing warmth. We are a group of people who envision communities that are safe, supportive, and full of opportunity. Welcome to the Bucket Fire Podcast by Cultivate Initiatives.
Greetings. Welcome
Thank you.
to the Bucket Fire Podcast. So we have Anthony with us today. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Anthony.
I come from Roseburg, down southern Oregon. I moved up here because I desperately needed change in my life. I've been addicted to drugs and just living a simple lifestyle. And I knew that they had opportunity and resources up here in Multnomah County that we didn't have in my small little rural county. So that, and by the direction of God, he brought me up here. Because he knew that this was not only a place that could help me, but a place that I could be a help too.
How'd you get connected with Cultivate Initiatives? How'd you hear about?
Well, I'd been up here 5 or 6 years ago visiting my brother, and God directed me to this church, Freedom Foursquare, and there was Cultivate there. It was one of their outreach ministries. Cultivate would be there with a clean shower, with resources, medical assistance, and clean clothes as well, plus lots of snacks, and that's where I got connected with Cultivate.
Wow. So, what was it like taking a shower on a shower truck?
It was a lot cleaner than one would expect it to be. I'm used to public showers, but I'm like, hey, this just smells nice. The water is always hot. A great smelling soaps. You got 20 minutes, I think it was, which is a lot faster, or not as fast as some other places. And it's it's right there. And the water's nice and clean. It was it was quite enjoyable.
Nice. What happened after that?
Well, I'd heard that they had an intern program, where they could help put you to work, and so I came over here to their office and I signed up for that, it was pretty simple. I just had to fill out a quick application, give them a copy of my ID, which I had gotten previously from some of the other resources, free IDs, and then from there I got scheduled in, for a work assignment about a month later or so.
Okay. What was that first day like?
It was nice, because I've been being denied, work opportunities from a lot of temp agencies and stuff recently. And here, they gave me an opportunity, and they took their reputation and their status in the community, and they gave it to me, at the risk of themselves. You never know what people, could do coming off the streets and coming off of drugs. But, I found that opportunity to be very, very wonderful, and I felt at home here. So where they gave me that opportunity by taking the risk on themselves, I would be walking around picking up garbage and doing other landscaping things, and people, they'd be smiling at me, and I felt as a community support from the people that live in the neighborhoods, and kind of like a badge of honor wearing that vest and having that shirt, walking around. So it was very grateful and thankful for the opportunity.
Which is pretty bonkers that you feel a badge of honor picking up trash, right?
Yeah.
Kind of opposite of but yet doing that work with others, I think is something special.
It's kind of wonderful, it's showing the value in everybody, people that want to give back, they want to support in their community. They're just missing opportunity, it's not that they don't have a skill set or don't want to, they just don't, the people, aren't giving them the chance to be that value in their community that they would like to be.
Yeah, I mean, you captured it. Of so many of our neighbors that are sleeping rough have a lot of talent and skills, but just haven't used it in a bit. And so given the opportunities to to show others like that talent and skill is pretty incredible. Love that. So you got into the intern program, finished it.
Yeah, I finished it, completed all 6 days, didn't miss a day. I'm like, I was gonna miss the opportunity. Here early every day, and afterwards they had a completion assessment in which people would help you. Mr. David specifically buff up my resume. And I already made my own resume, and and I thought it looked all nice. But I'm like, okay, you just accept some more help. You gotta accept the help that God wants to give you. And you did a really nice job. I was really impressed. And then got me connected with Indeed.com. So then now I had current work experience. They took that risk on themselves, and so I had that on my resume, and I had a job within I think it was a week.
Wow.
It's a really nice feeling.
What's it like having a job after not having one for a while?
It's not as difficult as I thought it would be. I got in the job for a short period of time when I first moved up here, and that adjustment to like 40, 50 hours a week was very stressful for me. But here at Cultivate, it kind of, it's a slightly shorter workday, and it kind of gave me the opportunity to get into the adjustment of working into a full-time job. It was a nice gradual lift into responsibilities from not having any, where I gave up everything for one thing, and now I gave up one thing and I've gained everything.
You've done it in a short amount of time too.
Yeah.
Of from just going through the intern program to getting a job.
Yeah, I think it was in March or April. I think it was in March I started the program, late March and the beginning of April. First got sober December 6th last year. So yeah, very, very quickly, It's been a real wonderful experience.
Yeah. What for you makes you feel like you belong?
Well, as soon as I had walked in the doors, I noticed that they had like free coffee and free smiles, that they're just willing to accept anyone, I've literally moved like 2 blocks away from here. So I sometimes find myself just walking, and I'm like, I'm in a parking lot, and I'm like, what am I doing here, right? It's like the autopilot thing. So even on a subconscious level, it makes me feel like home. People remembered my name. They thought about me to do this interview, and it was like, it's a friendship. It's a place where I know I can go. It makes me feel like home. Is people here also have that like-minded, wanting to love, wanting to help people, not being judgmental.
Says a lot about you showing up for yourself and the value that you have, and so we're grateful that you're a part of this group of people, and the journey that we get to be on to help walk alongside our other neighbors that we can. So thanks, Anthony.
Thank you.
If you're inspired by the stories you heard and want to be part of positive change, visit our website, stop by for a tour, or simply say hi to a neighbor. There's always room for you around the fire.